I used to be not into stages at all. I thought they were really stupid, and it was this thing of it's making the performer like on a higher level in the crowd and stuff. But then the more that I've like played on floors, or the more shows that I've seen as an audience member where bands are on floors, I really don't like it at all. And I don't like it because it's like I went there to experience the show, and if I feel excluded from seeing the show, then I feel like it's stupid, you know. Like Lightning Bolt, I'm not saying they're stupid, but you know, their shows are so big now that unless they just started playing on stages though, which I thought was awesome. A really good move, but you know, like a few years earlier, like couldn't see them play, just couldn't see it, and it sucked because I'm like, man, they're a really good band, and watching them is like that's a huge part of it. You know, the first shows that I saw them play for like the few years where they were playing to like 12 people or 20 people, it was amazing because you could see it, and like but then when you can't visually see it, a lot gets lost. And so I'm personally not that into when there's at a certain capacity where the bands are on the floor, you become disconnected from the show unless you're in that front row.
A lot depends on kind of what the audience is able to access and what they're being encouraged to do in response. I mean, that's what's been cool about watching like the sort of triumph of Dan Deacon, is that he basically took the like lightning bolt model of set up inside the crowd, be surrounded by kids, don't be up on a stage, don't be the privileged object of spectatorship, be kind of difficult to see, and thus create this competitive who is closest to the center of the action nexus. And then the show is not really about you, it's about the crowd. Because really, socially, there's a more kind of inspiring, positive feeling that you get from being surrounded in a tight area with lots of other people who are like you and kind of affirming that, you know? And so then it's not really about this particular song or that particular song, it's about this kind of social dynamic.
One thing I've noticed at our past few shows too is that it's not necessarily like which songs we're playing, but it's sort of how we transition from song to song. That really affects the energy and the crowd response a lot. And I mean, sometimes, you know, it's like, okay, we need to just keep this going full force, and we just go directly into the next song. Other times it's like, okay, maybe someone in the band needs a break, or maybe it seems like the audience wants to have the experience of cheering or something like that. So I mean, the sort of how you transition from songs, I think, is really important for us, and that's something that will change a lot just depending on what how we're feeling and what the audience response seems to be.
Versus how it may have been in the previous years. Like, recording can be so much fun because you just have, like we were talking about, we have so much technology and tools to work with. I almost feel like that is definitely taken away from the live experience. I feel like you definitely had to be a better live band, and because you recorded live, you had to be a good live band. Nowadays you can go in and have an idea and cut it up and do whatever you want with it, and then maybe try to figure out how to play a keyboard or guitar before going out on a tour. But I mean, being like a really good tight live band is like still takes a lot. Even though like an album is a lot of work and you're saying it's laborious, like being a really good live, creating a good live experience for an audience, like, still takes just as much work, if not more,